sorry, just one more thing. There's something very interesting about drag and drop. Uh, I don't know if you guys have used Microsoft Paint. So you have. So
Which one?
Microsoft Paint, the
MS
first
Paint.
version.
Yes,
MS Paint.
yes.
So
Yeah.
remember that they had this feature that basically you can design a shape, and if there was a pixel of if there was a 1 pixel gap and you use the fill button, it filled all the image, not
Yep.
just the
Yeah.
thing.
Like the
So
one. Yes.
you could work for hours building a masterpiece, and then at the end, because you just missed a pixel, you click on that and then you ruin everything. Drag and drop to me has the same effect, meaning it works nicely, and the moment you're trying to drag and drop advanced things, or basically drag and drop nested things and put things one into each other, you can have the exact same effect and say, okay, now I ruined everything because I dragged and dropped. Basically, my actions misplaced too many things, and right now I don't even know where to start from. Of course, you can undo and you do stuff like that, but and the momentum
Yes.
pattern and work and undo
Yeah.
working in this website is a different thing. Like I usually don't see it working very well as well.
Yeah.
So you have this. It's basically the usability, but on the other hand, it's also the fear of, after a lot of work, doing something that's going to basically ruin everything I've done so far. And of course, with the keyboard story, it pairs really nicely with the code approach that at Nobu we really want to promote. There's a bazillion of UI tools out there to define a workflow with boxes, but every piece of code is also a workflow, and every developer has way more expressiveness, is way faster at building a workflow with its content into the language they're most familiar with. So that's also another big aspect for us. We try to pair all of these things together.
Yeah, like we are trying to implement like advanced feature, but in a simplest way, like simplest manner, so that you can keep things simple. Like I believe like keeping things simple is the best way to build software. Like the more you make it complicated, the more it breaks. Like in terms of scalability, like structure, everything starts looks so like hard. Like hard to read and everything.
Yeah, I think
So I
the more complex
go ahead.
solution, the less likely, or the less the actual understanding of the problem. I think when you really truly understand a problem, it is easier to make a very it might take some time to do it, but if you understand the problem, the solutioning can be quite simple.
Yeah, like that's what I want to follow, right? Keeping things simple always. Like say I'm starting a new project, I want to keep things at the minimal simplicity, right? I don't want to go here, get this, go here, get this. Not like keep everything in one place and I just focus on that one. Like instead of main features, I don't want to mess around with complicated. But as a programmer, complicated things make us curious. Like, oh, what is going on? This looks fascinating, and I jump over that one. But at the end, simplicity always wins. Like it is the perfect way to go.
And plus, 95% of the use cases are simple. The 5% of the people who want to do advanced stuff still exist, but 95% of the cases are usually simple.
Yeah.
And this notion of working in one direction, that's basically the blog editor, with minor adjustment into the horizontal axis. But if you work in the vertical axis, it gives you. To me, it gives you this ease of mind. Like, okay, I go up and down, I add things, it's working.
Yes. That's how we also analyze pages, right? We don't want to go from here to here, in the horizontal way. We always do in a vertical manner. Let's say we are reading a book, we do from top to bottom, right? Not in a vertical horizontal way, right to left, that way. So I also believe that one.
Love it. So what of all the things that you guys have kind of built on so far, give us some teasers.
Should I show? Yeah. What do you think of this? I can show you.
Yeah,
I think this is on you.
I don't want to totally put you on the spot. Live demos being what they are. I'm really kind of curious too. Just what's your most favorite idea that you guys have come up with thus far? That you were both oh hell yeah, we should do that.
I'm more we have built so much. I can show you. Okay, let me give you a teaser. I can show you a lot, but the most I'm proud of is the new that one currently we are working on for and so component. I'm super proud of that one. I don't know how come you guys like came up with that idea. I really appreciated that. I must say, I keep saying Sokratis or that one that this is the killer point. This is it. Let me show you a teaser of that one.
I can tell you like that one.
Huh?
I can tell you like this one.
The worldwide.
Yeah. By the way, ignore all of this, okay?
Yeah, this is test stuff.
Okay, so what should I? This is a for loop. Let me start from ground up. Let's say we do for, okay, for loop over an array of items, and let's say hello, then the item like the key, then it will be like lesson name. I hope it is defined on my. Let me check if it is defined on the code. Okay, I have to check. Because we have to define, because we don't have a way to define the variables right now. It's all in the code right now. But there will be in the UI, there will also be like setting the payload values.
This is basically where we at Novo inject the dynamic payload of its trigger.
Yeah. Let's say this is the name. Wow. Yeah, I think I have something. Let's say if I click preview, look at how it's rendered. Come on. I hope I don't break things. See, now look at this. It is rendering, looping through all of the components. So in the code, I can also like, should I show you that detail or?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, let me show you
And
then.
actually, this is like for every transactional email. Like imagine the digest you get from Notion or from Figma that you have a list of comments that you need to reply, all the things that happen. This is basically the most important thing that you need in transactional emails, because the content is dynamic and it's usually list of things. Like it's your to-dos essentially for that SaaS.
Mainly like it is like making dynamic contents. Like let's say you want to loop through a same design multiple times, right? Let's say you have a notification for me, for you, and for Sokratis, right? So it lets you do all of the dynamics things here with all of the like function, like flexibility, and you can update that key from here. Like you want to use comments or whatever you want to add, like as a like the payload key.
Yep.
The key will be here and everything will be there. And for like setting the value, let me share my other screen.
So I'm just like my mind's kind of exploding with the possibilities of what you could jam into that now. But that's
basically this will be like something like this. You want to add the payloads, you can add set like payload value, then I can add items, then it can be from here like array. Or let's say I add a name, the key will be this one, like the object key, right? Then let's say John Doe. Then the other one, name something, give me something, Copilot. It is giving me the same name. Okay, let's your logo.
Give me something, Copilot.
Okay, now if I try to read, I hope I'm using that one. See, hello John Doe and hello Novo. It is so simple. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Like you don't have to do too much. Okay, I'm not sharing that one. I can show you in the rendering. This is the rendering. See, now it is rendering the same payload value. I have the items, like items of name. And if I do, see, hello John Doe, hello Novo. So it's that simple. The API design is at the simplest way. We wanted to keep it. Now the same way we have like some other things also. Section. This is the like you can add border area, like border color, and all of that, like margin, padding, margin, everything. This is padding, and we have arbitrary values like top, right, bottom, left. So you can customize as much as you want. Like this is for the background color. Now we have everything. Like it's like we are almost there. Like where you can create any kind of layout. Like it helps you like you get some what you need, like, and we have a lot. What should I show you next? Give me some idea. What
I think that's enough.
Let's,
Justin asked for a sneak peek. He didn't ask for the whole feature.
Love it. No, I mean this is I think fantastic. This definitely will kind of whet the
what
appetite.
about this one?
Yeah, columns. I mean, who doesn't love some good columns?
Yeah,
Always a pain in the
column,
ass.
like we can have multiple columns, like until 10 we have, like, you have to like set the bar at the, like, at a point, right? We don't want to have like 20 columns at the same place, so it's at a like, and minimal too, and you can have like hello, no go, and I keep like no view,
Yeah, no view.
We
Then
have a
they are-
bug with this one.
hello wall.
I had a
Yeah.
colleague of mine who he was Moroccan, and so he had an umlaut over one of his letters. But what was funny was his name is Saeed, but you just spell it in English, Said, S-A-I-D. And after
Okay.
working with him at Ansible for a number of years, it took autocorrect probably, I don't know, 5 years to stop autocorrecting every time I said to Saeed.
My name is also same. From our perspective, it's Eric, okay? But from an English point of view, it's ERIC, right?
Yep.
That's how they pronounce Eric.
Yeah,
But in here, mine is Eric. Like, it's like more of an pronunciation like mistake that I heard a lot.
I love it.
But I like you guys never misspelled my name. Like, I don't know how come, like, they.
Well, I did
Eric.
misspell it a couple of times on the blog. You know what it was? It did it.
Yeah.
If you look at this though, so you're in a Google Meet right now as
Yeah.
Changma. That's why I did it. That was the source of my
This is
misspell.
like my craziest mistake in my life. Okay, when I was a kid, I keep opening Gmail account a lot just to buy like use some games. Okay,
Yep.
It's not a Java time. Like we used to have like button phones, and I used to open a lot of Gmails that I forgot my password. I lost my ericchakmai@gmail.com. Now I have to like change the title a bit, then make it like so that I can get the proper Gmail idea.
Oh man, what are you gonna do? So this is great. I know we're kind of at time. I don't want to be respectful. If you have another couple minutes, I would love to hear your take on the worst like content editing experience that you frequently have to interact with.
Content in like mainly in terms of emails or like all content things, like what is that? Like what is that, like main things, like in email, in terms of email or what?
Well, yeah, I mean just in general. Like I can give you an example. So
Okay.
I have yet to
That'd be
come
great.
across a WordPress implementation that makes sense to me.
Okay.
And I span the wall or span the chasm of development, and so I'm technical enough to work in CSS if I really need to, but in the end I'm just like a marketer and sales guy, and so it can be hard to always have to go to that level. So like I use a lot of WYSIWYG editors, and because I know it's underneath the covers, I often want to do things that I can't do, or they make it really hard to do. And that for me, like, I feel like anyone who could create a real nice editor in directly in something like WordPress would be great. There are a couple of interesting ones out there, but the other challenge I keep running into is if I do need to go in and make direct HTML edits, then next thing I know, it tells me that the block is invalid and it has to be recovered, and then like net of it is I end up throwing it all away and just copy and pasting back in and having to start over. So the undos don't even work sometimes. So that's my wow, if that could just be a little bit better scenario. I'm just curious to see if you got a similar one.
I don't know if the answer. Like okay, carry on maybe.
No, I mean, I have. It's funny because you mentioned WordPress. Is when I did the initial research, there's Gutenberg editor.
Oh yeah, the Gutenberg editor.
have. And the truth is that this is, I think, their attempt to go into the block editor era, and it's old. It's an old effort. It didn't start the past 2 to 3 years. It's older than that, but it's too WordPressy. So that's why it got disqualified early on. It was like, okay, we can't work with this. It's built for WordPress. It's too specific for them. Funnily enough, I have an experience in my previous company. I don't want to say the name of the product, but if you want to dig, you can easily find it. We had the same problem. We wanted to build email templates for authentication at the time. And we had to, it wasn't key to our business, and we had to buy something. And we picked one. It was one of the best at the times. It was premium. So we paid the license, we bought it. But the UI wasn't bad. What was terrible is that it used an internal XHTML language. So basically, we were storing a custom XML that only that editor could understand. And then the rendering aspect was basically transforming that custom XHTML into HTML. It was very weird thing. It was basically a compilation of web custom components to an extent. And at the end of the day, like, we had so much pain on the rendering side that we were like, we could have spent the same amount of time to build this from scratch.
Yeah, what I think is so great about this story really is that you kind of independently came up with a great idea and then recognized someone had done it, and then you were able to reach out. And I think that for all of you open source contributors and really open source maintainers out there, project maintainers, like, I guess it's hopefully like if you think that it has the potential to be more than just a hobby, like, you're probably right. And I think that's what's so cool about this is that here you have Eric who, as we previously discussed, created a little project to just solve his own problem. And on the other side of the coin, you've got Sok, who thought of a similar thing, went and found Eric's, and now it's kind of a match made in heaven. So, like, joint development, joint effort, joint ideas, and it is like, it's truly the open source model playing out in its best way possible, because it's a little bit of effort from all of us makes something better for everyone, and that's I love it.
I think,
love it.
Andrew, like, after the match, like, I really feel that, like, after that, I keep appreciating that one. Like, I got so many offers for this editor. Okay, this specific to this editor, like extended it something, but it never clicked me with some like crazy ideas that they came with, like the Sok came with, like, to me. Like, I got an email. I thought, okay, it will just like before, like just like before, with some boring stuff, adding these specific components and doing some specific things to their like needs. But after hearing all of the vision, like how it will turn out, like the features and everything, I got amazed. Okay, I want to work with it. Like, I want to build this feature, even if they don't work with me or we don't like work together. But then I keep like chasing that one. Like, are you interested? Then you can ask him. Like, I keep like saying, okay, is it on, or should I start building or something? Because I was so happy like with that, all of that. They are like the extending the projects, like open source. And the thing is that you guys are really flexible. I must say that, like, in terms of like building and features, I can give my opinion that, okay, should we do that? Then, oh no, this is the way to, I think it should go. And okay, because the MIT license and all of these things, like, I'm really happy. Like, thank you guys. Like, I must appreciate that.
Thank you as well. I mean, it's the truth is that, we would love to, like, time is never enough. We have so many good ideas, and usually our meetings are scheduled for an hour and they take much more. But it's time is never enough, and we have a lot of cool things to do. So we're now building good momentum. Again, we completed the POC phase, and right now we have to make it pretty, because it's very, very, very important nowadays to make it pretty. Actually, it's even more important than make it functional. But that's a topic for a different talk.
Yes. Well, it's pretty, and maybe it's functional, but it'd be really great if it's very functional.
Yeah, exactly. So, Justin, you can invite us in a separate talk just to talk about that.
I love it.
That's how you sell. Like, okay, it is pretty. You can see that and pretty, like, use it. That's how, like, I got to Notion. Like, I love that blog, like the Notion behaves, but it never ever like convinced me to stick with Notion. Okay, I don't know how come this, like, I feel I love their editor. I'm like, this is the easiest editor I came across, like all of the like blog things and everything, but they are like bloated functionalities. Like if they are trying to do database, they are trying to do DevOps. Like everything make me like not liking it anymore. I switched to Apple Notes for taking notes instead of like focusing fully there, because I was a Notion fanboy.
Yep.
Initially, I used to watch like all of these productivity videos, like how can you must be productive for like this hour. Now everything is gone, I think. But yeah,
I love
that's
it.
the question that you asked. Like that's how like the content oats thing I came in, not the oats thing. I think I started not hating. I mean, not liking it that much. I used to like, because like they have now a lot of features. Now all of the like you can manage your whole life from Notion. Like it's
Yeah,
all
it's got
in one.
calendaring. It's got like databases. It's got it's slices.
Now
It's slices.
there are specific products just to render your database from Notion to like all of this, but I don't see like taking on. But they have their plans. I don't want to comment on that. But yeah, for me, I wanted to keep. I wanted to keep the product simple. Like they just do whatever you want to do instead of making like all of the sub route like here and there. But they have a lot of money. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I think like one thing that has stuck out about Sok and his just kind of management leadership here at Nobu right away that I appreciate and love is that like, and you said the same thing. It's simplicity, right? And I think that great DX is a foundational aspect to provide great UX. If you care intensely about UX but not DX, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And increasingly, whether you're talking about block editing or whatever, like I'll use Webflow as a great example. If you know what you're doing, it's solid UX, but it's clear that they kind of thought a bit about that DX component too, where you can spot the tools that think UX and not DX. And so, but that's what I've loved about Sok's approach on this is it's like DX. Like we have to start from the foundation of providing a really great experience at that level, because if you do it well at the developer level, like then that edict and that ethos really flows all the way up.
I don't know if it is a saying or something. If you make like your developers happy, the products will be good. Like if the DX is really good, the product will be good.
That is true. Folks, I really need to run because I have another call and I'm already 15 minutes late. Thank you. Arik will speak as usual on Monday. And of course, during the weekend, any questions, anything that you have,